So here's kind of a large field of agate. It's laying around quite freely. I'll let that focus in a bit. There we go. It's kind of a neat colored green. Some of it's kind of colorful. Some of it's, there's a neat little piece. Let's see, there we go. It's a cool bubbly piece. Don't mind my soda can, I'm carrying it with me. Come on, you can focus. There, maybe not. A lot of that stuff around here. Looking for thunder eggs, don't see any. Hello all. So here I am out here on a agate hunt. There's lots of big rocks out here that have different grades of agate, or I believe that to be agate. That one's kind of a greenish tint to it in some places. This drainage is filled with pretty much pieces of agate. You can actually see that glistening going up that little drainage way there. Most of those rocks do contain some sort of an agate in them. Usually it's not very good grade, but occasionally you find some that have a little bit of crystallization in them. Not much, but kind of hoping to find some thunder eggs. Haven't had no luck with that. But one thing I did find that was very interesting, right here, just in this little bench right here, in this part of the wash, as I came up the wash, I started finding these rocks that were extremely polished. And that's very unusual because most of the material out here looks just like this hard, rough sandstone. And kind of knowing what these are, it caught my eye. And again, they're just super smooth. And they were right here only in a real small little area. So this is what I've normally been finding. What got me out here was nice good pieces of agate that, I don't know, just kind of might have some potential. But then I started finding these smooth rocks. Now, one thing that's odd about these is there's a pretty large size difference. Normally they wouldn't be that big of a size difference. Normally they'd be all one size. But in this little small area, there does seem to be a size conflict almost. So, but some of them are very cool. Look at that one. Let's see if I can get that to focus in. Let's just see here. I don't know why anything isn't, but it isn't. So, look how polished they are. And I walked up this little draw, and within that rock, about halfway up, they all stop. But you can see some of these ones that I've collected out of there. What I believe them to be is what I refer to as a gastropod stone. Gastroliths. Dinosaurs back in the day would ingest rocks into their stomach, and through the process of time they would just churn and churn. Today's modern birds, or lots of lizards maybe even, they have rocks in their stomachs, that in their gizzards, that they use that to help digest the foods. Well, we that's kind of a foreign concept to us, but Nonetheless, these Stones or Gastroliths, right here in this little small area, there's a whole bunch of smooth ones. Now, some of them have been broken up a little bit, but they don't go up very, there's a nice one. They don't go up, and just as smooth, as polished as glass. And that's one thing that most of your Gastrolith stones are a real stark contrast to the normal rock and material that's in your area. Let's see here. There's got to be, there's another one right there. Really unusual. Now, there is a lot of fossils in this area, but I haven't seen no dinosaur bones. It's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean that they died right there. It could just be that they disgorged their contents of their stomachs. Sometimes that might be the case too. So I've walked 5-10 yards all around this area, and anything with outside that, it all stops. It's only just right here within maybe a 5 to 6 yard range area where the stones are laying right on the surface. And that's such a unusual place to find stones like that. None of them, this area just doesn't have smooth river rock type stones. And it makes sense that they would use those type of stones. The animals certainly weren't stupid. They would consume a stone that has a very hard, it's valuable for them to have it real hard so it lasts a long time. They don't want to grind it up in their stomachs and have it be dissolving parts of the rock too, like a sandstone rock. So this is what I came out here after, was agate like that, and some of the stuff that I found that certainly isn't usual for this area. I really like that one. That one is really super neat. It's almost see-through there on one of the edges. Super smooth. Get it to focus in. There we go. So gastropods or Gastrolith stones could be indicative that a dinosaur, a large herbivore, either threw up and got rid of all its stones here in this area, or it could have even mean that it passed away and everything's gone except for them stones. Interesting. So I'm not very far from where I just found those Gastrolith stones, or gastropods, gastroliths, what do you want to call it. And then I found this, and at first I was very excited. It looked a little bit like bone, but then of course upon the closer inspection, see those striations going left and right? Well, that's probably not bone. If anything, it's fibrous material like a plant. Yeah, I don't think that's bone at all. But it does go to show that there is some interesting material in here. Closer inspection, it does look like petrified wood right in that area, real fibrous. Bone material would have the striations like what you're seeing there going down, but seldom would it have left and right vertical lines. That's more of a segmented plant. Here's something interesting. So I'm out here looking for, I guess still looking for like thunder eggs. It's not a thunder egg, but it's a start. Let's see here. Calcitic, probably. Siltstone of some type with just a druzy little center to it. Interesting. Don't mind the pop can, I'm just carrying that with me. So yeah, that's probably not bone, but definitely in an interesting area that might have some bone in it. But for the most part, I'm just looking for agate and thunder eggs. This is sometimes kind of what they look like. Something like that. Let's smack this open. Bear with me just a second. Set that down. Okay, don't try this at home. You get hurt. biggest piece. Let me grab my trash. Go back to here. And I'm sure there's nothing in it because it was too heavy. Yeah, not much at all. Some sparkly material, and best case is when you find those, they may be a little bit light, and in the center of them kind of hollow, neat little crystals. Okay, so we're still, here's some more fossil stuff. So we're still looking around some more. Not much. Well, let's get to looking.